Hi, Mac Kid team. I'm so excited to be with you today. I really think that this quick little course on digital marketing is going to be helpful for you, hopefully. So excuse my momminess right now. And I'm channeling my inner East Coast by kind of having the layered look. So I really want to get down to the nitty gritty on what digital marketing is and what that looks like for us as Macaroni Kid publishers, and what we're doing in our space as digital marketing professionals. You know, I really want, the objective of this course is for you to feel good about what you are doing right now, that's well, and what you can do to change what you're working on. So I'm excited because I found an amazing walkthrough on LinkedIn that I feel like is going to be really helpful for us. I think it's going to allow you to have an introduction to what it means to be a digital marketing, in that field of digital marketing, and kind of break it down so you yourself can check off the list of things that you are already doing really well and things that you can do a little bit differently. So the major thing that I really want us to, what I'm going to go through today, is the importance of really identifying those strengths that you already have and building on those. I also want to do a check-in to see how you're feeling and how you are caring for yourself in general. I think sometimes the world is offering us a plethora of things to focus on, and I think it's important to make sure that we're caring for ourselves and each other in that. So I think during this time, I also want to do that. So I had the opportunity to give you a handout which can kind of break down what I want to cover in the realm of digital marketing and why I feel like it's an important landscape. So I'm going to go through that, and we're going to talk a little bit about what digital marketing is. And then I'm going to break down, even through this LinkedIn certification course has all these cool things, and it's free. It's all free. Okay. And so, but I feel like this is going to help us really mentally catalog what digital marketing is, what it can be for us in our own personal, professional, and our professional growth with Macaroni Kid, but also what it can mean for us after. I think a lot of times, something that I said last year at Meetup during my presentation was Macaroni Kid and Certificate, and them together especially, and them separately, when they were separate and not joined to one, is that they are indeed tech companies. You are a part of a tech company, a digital platform that reaches millions of families. Okay, so I think just saying that allows us to put our shoulders back and say, we're building something. We're building something along with the HQ team. We're building something along with other publishers, community, and even in our own communities, small and large. We are changing lives, and we are making an impact, because there are a lot of things that are happening in the world right now. There's a lot of things that are happening digitally. And so the fact that we can market positive news, positive events, positive things that are happening in our own communities, even like, you know, the kindness week that happened around Mac Kid and all the other things that are happening, I'm so stoked about that. I do not want us for a moment, even in our challenges in regards to just this season as the company is merging and entering a different realm, and there's a changing of the guard of sorts, and just as we're getting to know how the company is being morphed, I really feel like I want us to be empowered in this way. I specifically chose to do digital marketing rather than content, because I think when you see how content fits into this, content is something that we can focus on later. So via the definition, digital marketing is the component of marketing that utilizes the internet and base technologies and such as for desktop computers, mobile devices, and such. And so I think that is something that we know that we do every day, whether it's on Facebook, if we share someone else's post, or whether we're building our own social media brands and the Mac Kid brand as well. So I think it's important to even know and stand on that definition to feel empowered about how we engage going forward. So excuse this camera move. So I think that's really important. I want to, again, really, I wanted to create a handout of sorts that can be something that you can fill out now, you can fill out later, you can print out, you can write on your own in your journal, or answer these questions. And so the first thing I wanted to do, and I'm going to toggle in between the worksheet and then the actual outline of what I want to cover in terms of the definitions around digital marketing and how that fits into what we do with my kids. So, and what that looks like. And like I said, this information is all free. I wanted to go under an umbrella of the standard based definitions and actual a free course that you can follow up with, so that you can feel like empowered by doing some professional development on your own. And again, that'll help you be more deliberate as publishers in the digital marketing realm, and also for your personal and professional use. So the first thing that I want to connect on is writing 5 things down. Whether you have this sheet available that was a part of this talk and that hopefully was given to you, or whether you're doing it on your own, just jotting down. Write down 5 things that is going right with your site right now. 5 things you are doing well. I know for me, I'm at least publishing. And so sometimes we just got to say, hey, I'm publishing a weekly newsletter, or at least a week and a half, or almost bi-weekly. And I feel good about that. I also feel good about if there are some shared events, I'm doing that. I feel good about making sure I have a signature line on my email address, or, for my MacKid email. What else do I feel good about? I feel good about making sure that the old events that were happening that are no longer happening are deleted. There are so many ways that I would want to improve my site. So I think that's a question that I really want to ask as well. What are 5 things you want to improve on your site? What are things that are not going well? I know for me, I really want to have a robust, the articles that are on my page, I really want them to be content that I love, that's applicable to where I am physically, geographically. I think a lot of things can be very general, but I would like content that's geared more towards the South Bay of Los Angeles. I really want people to feel like it feels like a family-centered space where they can get information about their community. And I know that that's ideal, right? That's probably like the objective originally around MacKid, but I don't feel like that always happens. I feel like sometimes it can feel very general. So I just asked you to write down 5 things that you are doing well. I want you to also write 5 things that you want to improve about your site. I think that gives us ownership on things that we are doing well and things that we can improve on. I remember, to be completely transparent, I was a speaker at last year's meetup, and I felt good about my site. I have like 1,200 subscribers, and, I was putting in definitely some local events were already kind of put in for the year by, when we were doing in-person events. But there were some things and changes that needed to be made on my site. And I was grateful when people pointed that out, because that helped me to be able to improve on my site. So we all can use that sort of support around how we can improve. So the first aspect of digital marketing that I want to, like I said, I'm going to toggle in between the sheet and just this outline I have of the basics of digital marketing. And let's say you wanted to be a specialist, or you really wanted to get a certification on digital marketing. These are some of the things that you would be learning, and that it would include online marketing foundations. Okay, so what does that mean? The foundations of online marketing will go through all the ways that people are marketing and selling a product. So if we think offhand, for us, it would be a newsletter, social media, a lot of the social media, not just Facebook and Instagram, but people also use Pinterest and other different sites. The other piece would be email. How are people emailing? How is their email consistency? How is there kind of an email chain of sorts? So the ones that are really applicable to us are also the website. So our website, our email, and our newsletter. So that having those three things that are really tight and right allow us to market effectively. And therefore, again, I'm sorry, I should have said this at the very beginning. Ideally, this course and this chat, this talk, this mini webinar of sorts would really empower us to feel good about upping our digital marketing game in relation to Mac Kid and selling more advertising packages. That's really the point, because we are here also for the community, but it would be great to be able to make money at it. So as we become better at this, it's not just personal, professional, it's the financial related to the selling advertising packages. Because if we gain more and we level up in terms of digital marketing, that allows us to be able to sell bigger or more deliberate advertising packages. The other thing that I'm going to mention before I toggle back to the worksheet is Google Analytics. That's something that is not may not be something that Mac Kid focuses on solely, but I did hear someone give a point of when you Google family-centered events, let's say my town, Torrance, California, if I am able to get right on the Google aspects, then Mac Kid may come up first and people will click on the newsletter. Some people have a strategy, and maybe we can drop this in the break room as a conversation. Well, they create an Eventbrite, because Eventbrite pushes up the conversation, a Mac Kid Eventbrite, about the newsletter. So there have been different ways that people have gone about creatively to push up in the Google search, when you Google your town or city, how it effectively will come up if family events are put in there. So that's just a thought. The analytics, the tracking of how many hits we are getting is important too. For us, this also relates to the back end of Mac Kid, where you will see that you will get 7,000 or 5,000 or 500 or 200 page views per week. So those analytics are important. So it might not necessarily be related to, I guess it could be technically related to the Google Analytics, but basically it's the analytics and the numbers behind how many people are viewing your site. And that will help you as the numbers go up to sell advertising packages. So again, SEO, search engine optimization. That may not be something that's super applicable to Mac Kid, but it's definitely important to know. Again, Google Ads and AdWords. What does that mean for when people are searching specifically in your area? How does that relate? So the other one is content marketing foundations. And we'll come back to content marketing and social media after I toggle back to the worksheet. And I'm sorry if it feels like I am going so fast, but I'm making sure that it doesn't get dark. And I beat the darkness, and I beat that so that we are not completely in the dark here. Okay, so if you could learn one new thing about digital marketing, what would that be? For me, it would be the Google Ads piece. And I don't know, like I said, if it's something that is directly applicable to Macaroni Kid, but it's very important for me personally to know more about Google Ads. So that's just me. If you could learn one additional thing, what would it be? So if you could drop that on your worksheet, or you can take notes personally, what would you want to learn more of in relation to digital marketing? So let me see, let me go back to the worksheet. So I want you to also, on this worksheet, think of an example of a digital marketing campaign or something related to online marketing, a newsletter, or some idea in the break room that went viral that you were really impressed with. Lately, I've been really impressed with the boo baskets. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just impressed in that. In fact, I thought about finagling that in a whole new way for myself, and not for myself, but in terms of Mac Kid. But to, like, say, not just boo baskets for the Halloween season, but boo baskets in terms of my friends. Like, What about sending them out baskets? Like, you know, and just kind of flipping that term and being able to transform it in some way. So anyway, I've learned a lot about that from even in the break room, checking out what other publishers are doing. I thought that was really cool. So that to me is an example of that. Take time and jot that down. And I think this time, I mean, I know it feels like sometimes we give a lot of work time and busy time to Mac Kid, or it feels like we're always doing something and working on something. But to be honest, the time well spent sometimes is sitting in the quiet. Who has that, right? Or sitting in your car with the door locked, of course. But of really sitting and thinking and just taking time to be honest with yourself about what you're doing well, what you aren't, the examples, all these things is almost feels like journaling, right? It feels like we're being very deliberate about that. So I'm really excited for you to take this time to do that. And I think we already answered the what are you doing well. So before we go to what you can do to start now, I want to go back to some of the other basics of the importance of digital marketing. So we know social media is so big. So now Facebook and Instagram, which are the same company, are coming out with so many amazing courses. I don't know if they talk about that much in the break room, but there are a lot of courses and special back ends and support that Facebook has to teach you a lot about the numbers. I think that's important. I don't think that we should sit there and get like these certifications and these 25 degrees in Facebook marketing, but I think it's important to know that so we aren't feeling sort of penalized by how the culture is changing, how the numbers are changing, and how the analytics are changing. I think that's very important to know. So I think that's the first thing that I would say is important when looking at the social media aspects. Think of what you can learn. I think it's called Facebook Blueprint, but there are some courses that you can take for free that'll really walk you through the back end of it. Do I say deep dive into those? Who has time? But I think it's really important to be able to really engage in a way that's allowing you to learn and put your best foot forward. I think the professional development aspect is going to be important. So please excuse my whole setup getting dark because it's getting nighttime here. So we're going to finish soon. So if you're watching this during the day, you're probably like, oh my God, like it's getting dark. So I want to go through and make sure I'm finishing this sheet. Here, let's see. So we talked about Instagram and Facebook. That's important. And, you know, pick a favorite. Pick a favorite and make sure not only are you going on that favorite, but you're also going on the one that is your least favorite. I think that's important. So I want to take a moment for you guys to pause. I'm kind of zipping through this and just really feel good about, you know, when you stop work and whatever that looks like. Because one of the big things that I have been on in this season, and I didn't do it at the beginning of this talk, is making sure I hold space for the stuff, the difficult things that we're going through in our own personal lives. Okay. So pause, take a moment, breathe. Even during this meetup time where we're not in person and we could be and we want to be, or some of us are, take time to pause and care for yourself and be very deliberate about how you are engaging even online. If you feel like, hey, I'm seeing too many negative things, I don't even want to be on Facebook and Instagram like that. I don't want to do that. You can really put all of your energy into your newsletter. You can do that. And building that thing to the place that you want it to be and spending the time with the newsletter and the website. And, you know, as much as the different things that we may want to change with the website per se, I think spending the time with it is going to be a game changer. I think, and I'm holding myself to this. This is amazing because this allows me to be accountable in a whole different way. So my advice is to, again, in this idea of pausing and caring for yourself, and this is in the worksheet packet, think about what is going to make you well in this time and do that. That is the focus a lot of times. So I just wanted to put that out there and just pause and for us to be deliberate in that. So back to this whole course sheet and what this means. Email and newsletter marketing. And so again, this is part of the digital marketing, you know, just the landscape. I really wanted to give us a landscape because these are things that we already do. And I think in the end, if you walk away from this time thinking, one, why is it going to be so dark in her house, and why is this like happening? Like, why is it 10 in the morning and it's dark there? Whatever. No, don't think about that. Think about, I want you to leave and feel empowered as a digital marketer, as a person who's already doing a lot of the things. We're just learning how to do them better and walking through that. At the end of the worksheet, I do have the actual course to LinkedIn that really walks you through a lot of these things. And you just click on it and you listen to it passively in the background. Nobody's saying abandon the children and like sit in front of your computer all day, which I think we would actually love right about now. No, I'm saying even passively, just have it playing so that you say, oh, I learned something different and new. So one of the other aspects is email and newsletter marketing foundations, which are very important. I really want to give you a landscape and just like a visual of what these components are, because you are already doing them. You know, you're already doing them. It's about taking it to the next level. So I really wanted this to be a baseline for you. And over time, you get to be more deliberate about gaining the strategies and the professional development in that area. Seeing that as the foundation and seeing yourself as a digital marketer, it feels so much more empowering than I'm a publisher and all these 10, 15 different things and these different platforms are my platform. Yes, they are, because they're pushing us to the goal of marketing in a way that allows us to up our subscriber base, to impact more families, but also to gain more advertising packages. So I think that's the biggest thing that I want to get across tonight. I want to get across that is so important for us. The last thing is around graphic design. And so when you create a meme, when you fill in the color scheme on Canva and you're able to schedule from Canva and you're creating a meme and you're creating a banner even, all these things that you can create on Canva, it is really cool because you are then gaining graphic design skills. You're learning how to move around, cut and paste. The example that I love to use as of late that happened is Charlotte. I posted a post about my daughter not knowing what Kool-Aid was. And so it was just like one sentence and it got like 100 likes on Facebook. And she's like, this would make a really great meme. And I'm like, you know what? It sure would. And I went right over to Canva right then. Clip, 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 clip. Always have my Mac Kid certificate logo saved in Canva. Locked it in, bada boom, bada bang, there you go. So I could have put Torrance in there somewhere or just leave it Macaroni Kid certificate. At the end of the day, I was able to design that. Like that, again, like seeing yourself as feeling empowered over this skill set that you've learned through trial by fire, like whether it's like creating a Zoom or doing all these different things. Creating that plethora and that sort of job-based description on the things that you are doing and doing well, like you're amazing, you're awesome, like you're rocking it. And so I want you to come away knowing that, feeling good about that, and caring for yourself in the process. I don't know what has happened before, what you may have heard is good or bad about what you're doing and what you're not doing and what you're doing well, but you're doing it. And I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy you sat through and see how the darkness came and seeing how this played out. And I thank you so much for trusting me to talk about digital marketing. I look forward to talking about content and how that plays a role in that, and how what you say in your paragraphs and what you say in your newsletter and how you write it is going to even help engage people and pull them in more, and how your readers may even be able to tell you, and our audience is starting to tell us in different ways what they want to hear, what they don't want to hear, and how we can tailor our digital marketing to that specifically. So last but not least, I want to make sure I covered everything on the worksheet. So the last page is now what? What is next? Well, it's going to get dark in here soon. That's what's next. No, I'm just kidding. What is next? you will be able to actively engage your audience. How will you be able to actively engage your audience and your community through digital marketing? So I want you to ask yourself those questions. I want you to check out this free course. I'm all about professional development and courses. And I want you to go through the sheet. If you can print this out, that would be awesome. Even if you don't do it during meetup, if you do it over time, and jot down those things. I want you to be motivated. I want you to be well. I want you to be engaged. I want you to not miss the opportunity to grow in this next season and fly and be amazing. I hope you and your family are well. I hope that the rest of your day is great. And yeah, let's just joke in the break room about how Eraina gave an amazing digital marketing course in the dark. I love you tons. Have a great day, and I look forward to connecting soon.